Hello again, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a review of one of the new Sonic the Hedgehog LEGO sets. Now all these new LEGO sets are looking pretty impressive, but if anybody out there knows me even a little bit, you know that the one I had to get first and foremost was the Tornado. Like, there's no way I'm passing up on a good biplane toy, especially if it's an official fake toy of the Tornado, one of the most iconic planes in any fiction that I enjoy. So this is called Tails' Workshop and Tornado Plane. As you can see, it comes with a Sonic the Hedgehog minifigure and a Tails minifigure. This Sonic is distinct in that he is a winking variant, so we'll get into that. There is a Buzz Bomber complete with a small animal. I believe the chicken is called Cucky. And there's even a cool little reclining chair, a toolkit, and a facade for Tails' Workshop. I feel like this is all just to pump up the parts count because like this is the most important stuff here. Like a Badnik, the plane. That's all I really needed. This is just filler material. The back of the box shows some close-ups of what comes inside, as well as the display. It looks like the little facade even has shelving on the inside. And this is giving me huge OVA vibes, with Sonic just kind of chilling out in a reclining seat. Do you guys remember the Sonic anime OVA? The first thing we saw Sonic doing was chilling out on the beach. Well, there we go. So I have not yet opened this box, and I am going to do so right here on camera. There we go. Yes. The box is no longer virgin. I have deflowered this box. Is that the kind of language that's going to get me demonetized? I don't know. Alright, so let's get the contents out. We have a bag of Lego parts. We have another bag of Lego parts. Given the red color, I'm guessing this has a lot of pieces for the Tornado inside of it. We have a third bag of Lego parts, and I see Tails' tail in that one. We have the first bag of Lego parts. And we have a manual. In fact, we have two manuals. Yes, so that's manual number 1 and manual number 2. Literally, they are labeled 1 and 2. Alright, so, I guess the only thing for it now is for me to just build everything that came in here, huh? So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, after approximately an hour of building, this is what we have to show for it. We got 2 minifigures, 1 built figure, a vehicle, some minor accessories, and a facade of a building. Which we will reveal one thing at a time. So, let's do this. Okay, so the first bag came with these things. We got the minifigures for Sonic and Tails, the constructed figure of the Buzz Bomber, the recliner chair, the mobile toolkit, and 3 rings that float. An interesting thing was pointed out to me relatively recently that I never thought about. Technically speaking, the magic rings don't actually factor into the plot of any Sonic game. Now, the giant special stage rings, you can make the argument, do factor in, but the rings themselves aren't actually acknowledged anywhere in any plot. They're just, essentially, they're health items. So you use them to get extra lives, you use them to prevent from dying, but they're not actually part of the story in any way. I mean, they're part of the story in a lot of other things. In the Saturday morning cartoon and the Sonic X anime, they gave Sonic a temporary boost to his physical abilities. And in the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movies, they were used to transport around the world. Like, they were basically the warp rings from the Archie comic. And the Archie comic basically used them for the same purposes that the Saturday morning and Sonic X cartoons did. They even featured in the Adventures of Sonic cartoons in a couple episodes, mostly to unlock special stages. But like the rings themselves in the video games aren't really acknowledged. The giant rings used to enter special stages are barely acknowledged. So yeah, just had to throw all that out there. And I guess it would behoove me to actually start to do some comparisons. So this is not the first Sonic figure. Let's get a close-up of good old Sonic on his own. Like I said, this is the winking variant with a big old smile. You see on his feet he has the little buckles are printed on, and his back has the spines and tail. The original Lego minifigure from Lego Dimensions didn't have the stripe on the side, but it did have the same back. And although the spines are drawn slightly differently, they're smaller than these ones. And he had a much more neutral expression, a generic smile, but still he has the green eyes. And then there was the one from the Lego Ideas set, which is supposed to be more of a classic Sonic. As you can see, his belly patch is painted as a perfect circle instead of oblong. He has black eyes instead of green eyes, the more classic style smile, but he still has the buckles painted onto the sides of his shoes. And if you look at his back, it is the same spine pattern painted. Yeah, so essentially, if you swapped out the legs from this figure for the legs from this figure, then you basically would have a neutral expression version of this guy. This is what I'm trying to say. So that's Sonic. And technically speaking, this is the first official Tails minifigure. Let's get him in. He has the little short legs that don't articulate. And look at that, he has actual tails. They're a separate piece that you sandwich in between the torso and the legs. And he has a face with a cute little expression and blue eyes. Comparing him to the one made by, what was the company? The WM Blocks knockoff Tails figure. That one only had... that one had Butterfingers. That one only had the tails painted on the back, and the shoes were more pink, although they did more effort to capture his socks because they're actually painted on the sides of the legs, while this Tails only has them on the front. Although his shoes are much more vibrant red, these are like a light pink color, and yeah, pick your poison. This one's legs do not articulate, but this one's, despite being shorter, do. So that's one thing that the WM Blocks version has on them. But still, like, I guess this is supposed to be classic Tails because he just has little black eyes, but like, yeah, the official Lego minifigure with the big tails and the much more expressive face is probably a better Tails figure overall. Okay, accessory time. There is a reclining chair. It has a couple of Lego pegs, so you can actually attach a Lego figure's legs to them and then recline them back. Maybe you would attach them here. Do they attach there? Yep. There we go. And now we have Sonic chilling out in a lawn chair. And I like how the lawn chair has like a decoration that makes it look like one of Tails' tails. That's a nice touch. I do enjoy that. That is creative. And like I said, when I was looking at the box, it is a throwback to the Sonic anime OVA. The toolkit, it has a wrench on the side. It has a little handle. You can have Tails grip it, and then he's pushing his little toolkit around. There's wheels that roll on the bottom, and it has two little drawers. The bottom drawer has these little spinny thingies, unless that's just where he's hiding his lollipops. And the top one has a technological panel thingy. Working drawers. There's no Lego pegs holding those things in places. They're just in the drawers. The rings are rings. I don't need to get into that. And Buzz Bomber. Buzz Bomber comes with a rather impressive flight stand. And the face can articulate. The antennas can articulate. The wings can articulate. And the tail can articulate. Yeah. It's kind of weird, but it has the thing going on for it. It's also weird that the small animal is actually visible straight up. And I don't think this is a generic little chicken from Lego. I think this is a dedicated mold they made for Cucky, the actual little chicken that gets freed from Badniks in the original Sonic games. Officially speaking, I think this might be the first Cucky figure to make it to market. I mean, I think they're gonna have a Cucky or maybe a Flicky, and they're gonna have a Flicky and the rabbit. I forget what the rabbit's name is in the in that playset that has like the capsule that Sonic breaks at the ends of the stages, and that'll be the official small animals in the actual action figure line. But I do believe this little Cucky beats them to market, so there we go. And I don't have any other Lego figures to compare to, but we do have the Buzz Bombers of from Kid Robot and Jakks Pacific to compare it to. Yeah. This one looks like its teeth are backwards. So those are the little things that come in here, and the things that you build using the contents of the first bag. So let's move on to the contents of the second and third bag. There it is, the myth, the legend, the Tornado. One of my favorite video game vehicles of all time, represented fully in Lego form. As far as I'm aware, this is officially speaking only the third toy that the Tornado has ever gotten. The first being the Lego Dimensions little mini Tornado. The second one being the Tornado from the movie line. And now we have this. It is very, very different from the first Lego biplane that I had from the Lego Ideas collection. Has a little Tails symbol on the back. They even did their best to replicate the white stripe that goes down the middle. And the silver wings let you know that this is the video game version of the Tornado from Sonic 2. The one where it had silver wings. Because the Tornado now has... if it was a Tornado from the more modern games, then it would have more red wings with yellow stripes going down them. So yeah. If I were to criticize the Tornado, I would say that I feel like it's a little bit too long for its wingspan. Like, I feel like it's a bathtub with wings sticking out of it. I don't know if these proportions are actually accurate. But yeah, I feel like if this was like 2 Lego pegs shorter in length, then it might be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to me, like as what the Tornado would look like. Or if they couldn't shorten the hull of the plane, they could have made the wingspan a little bit longer. I feel like this is probably something that I can upgrade. Like I can make the wings a little bit wider using more Lego pieces. Although I don't have as many. I don't have these pieces. Like they gave the wings a nice aerofoil, a nice curved top, which actually is pretty cool. It looks realistic, and that propeller spins nicely. So yeah, I mean, slightly weird proportions aside, it is fantastic to get the Tornado in its full glory. So I believe with Tails you would just kind of stand him right here, since his minifigure can't sit, then he just basically has to stand there, and his hand can't really reach the little lever. Hold on, let me see if I adjusted the lever out to the side like that so it would intercept his hand. See, I can't really stand him on this set of pegs because the chair thing gets in the way, so it has to be there. And I guess, yeah, I guess I'm putting the handle into his hand somewhat. I mean, it's not entirely convincing. And plus, the height is just a little bit off. I mean, he's looking directly into the wing, so he can't actually see where he's going. Is this the kind of situation where you're supposed to just like take the figure's torso off and stick that in? Let's see how that would look. Well, I still don't think he can reach the handle of the controls, but yeah, now he's better lined up. See, his eyes are perfectly lined up with the cockpit. Let me see, how is it depicted on the box? No. Although, that being said, the box does depict the Tails figure with his tail still attached. So, yeah, like what I'm doing here, that makes him fit. Like, he's looking through the cockpit window and everything, but this isn't how LEGO intended for you to do it. However, I think this might be my preferred method to display the Tornado if Tails is going to be in it. And you might notice that there's a couple of free LEGO pegs on the top of the plane. That is for Sonic to stand on. Yeah. Yep, so good old wing walking Sonic. Although his winking face now looks like, if you put it this way, like the wind pressure is too much and he has to close his eyes. So that works. I mean, yeah, like you have to take Tails' legs off for him to be properly sitting in the plane, but yeah, this could totally work as a display. Yeah, I'll go for that. Let's go for that. And that is the story of the big draw of this set, the actual Tornado. I don't know, slight proportion issues aside, either give me a slightly bigger wingspan or a slightly shorter hull. Maybe the landing gear could stand to be a little bit more raised too, at a rear landing gear, but you know, overall, it's good to have an official Tornado toy made by LEGO. I approve. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on to the final part of this set, and that is Tails' workshop. It's just the facade of a building. It's the front. You got a little garden with grass. It can move like this so that it can look more like a curved front of a building. There are, they use the articulated bits to make arms. And if you turn it around, you have a little bit of a shop interior. You have like a radar screen, the yellow Chaos Emerald, which is the Chaos Emerald you had in Sonic Adventure. There's like radar and technical stuff up here. You got tool storage, what looks like a water bottle, a potted plant. Yeah, you even have a little articulated light thingy. I don't know what it's for, but it's a thingy that he has. Could it be like an intercom to talk to through the door that doesn't exist? You even have a little ramp. I like how you have the Tornado wings up on the top of the door. It's a decent little facade. I mean, this is probably the, like this is nothing too special. Like, if this is supposed to be like playset appeal, it's a very, very minor playset. I mean, I do like the attention to detail, like specifically making sure they included the yellow Chaos Emerald, but I feel like this is just parts count to justify the cost of the set. Like, they figured, like, the Tornado plane and the Buzz Bomber by themselves didn't quite have enough value for what they wanted to charge, so they threw this in. But still, we have an actual Tornado, and that's probably justification enough. So yes, that is the wonderfulness that is the Tornado and Tails' Workshop Lego set. Would I recommend it? Heck yeah! If you're into Lego, this is a great, like, if all you want is the minifigures of Sonic and Tails, then like, get the Lego Dimensions Sonic, get the WM Blocks Tails. Like this isn't worth it just for minifigures. No, it is not. It is, however, worth it for the Tornado if you're a biplane enthusiast or, like the Tornado, like me. So, that is my judgment. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.